A woman wants some answers after being told she's dead. A fisherman who thought his friend was trying to feed him to Bigfoot is convicted of murder. And an active volcano in Antarctica is spewing gold, $6,000 worth a day. These are the weird stories on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast in the galaxy, the known galaxy in 3D physical space, Newtonian, you know the deal. A woman wants some answers after being told that she is dead. Well, I understand she's very upset and all that, but I don't think dead people are entitled to answers. We have here a woman in England who turned up for a hospital scan only to be told she had already died. She has demanded an explanation. So sorry, we're not taking any inquiries from zombies at this time. But I'm not dead yet. Well, you'll be stone dead in a moment. I'm not dead. I'm happy. I want to go for a walk. We have here Birdlington Hospital. The staff told Susan Johnson. Tell me that's not the most English name you've ever heard. Susan Johnson. According to their records, she'd been dead for 4 months. 4 months of dead. Well, yeah, I mean, look on the bright side. Always look on the bright side of death. You don't have to pay taxes. Okay, it says Mrs. Johnson's from Scarborough. Oh, what a nightmare finding yourself dead and you're still in a place called Scarborough. Mrs. Johnson attended her hospital appointment. The mother of two said, quote, I gave them my letter and the first words were, oh, you're dead. Of course, I said, pardon? I was in shock. I said, pardon? In England, they're still saying things like, pardon? Are you calling them knickers as well? So stupid over there, the things they say. Yeah, we put it in the boot. You call a flashlight a torch. like it's 1512. A torch. Yeah, you know that thing that burns that you use to navigate caves and old citadels? You call a modern flashlight a torch. Are you okay? Anyways, back to Susie Johnson's shocking revelation that she's the undead. Let's keep reading and find out if she started groaning brains, and then ate the hospital staff. Ooh, this could be juicy. Okay, so she said, pardon. And then they put something on the computer so I could have the scan, and then they just said bye, and that's it. Oh my goodness, do they still have you listed as dead? You might want to get to the bottom of this, Mrs. Johnson. Okay, so she was told by her GP that the mistake had been fixed. She wasn't dead anymore. However, when she contacted the Department for Work and Pensions, she was informed that on their computer, she was dead. Susie Johnson over the phone said, I'm not dead, I'm still talking to you. This woman needs to be quiet. She is dead and should start acting like it. She's speaking way too much. Susie Johnson said, well, you know, after I heard this second time I was dead on the computer, I shut down completely. I didn't talk or anything. That's exactly how a dead body should act. So good for you. Start acting like it. You're dead, clearly, Susie Johnson. Says here, although Susie's benefits have all since been reinstated, Mrs. Johnson is still unclear as to how the mistake happened and who was responsible for this. She said, quote, it was very hard. There was no one to talk to. Yeah, that's what it's like when you're dead. There's no one to talk to. You're dead. What did you think dead was like? There's going to be all these people to talk to? It's not a social activity, Susie Johnson. It says here, Mrs. Johnson is now concentrating on her hobbies of gardening and knitting now that she's alive. She wants to move on with her life, but she still wants answers, it says. I need to find out why it happened, how, and by whom. And that person, whoever has pressed the button, shouldn't be working wherever they are. Whoever pressed the button. Whoever pressed the dead button made me dead. I'm so sorry. I'm choking. Whoever pressed the button. This is so funny. Whoever pressed the dead button. Yeah, you got to keep people's fingers away from the dead button unless you are dead. All right. So she's finally marked alive and all is well in the world. I want to give this story a Monty Python ending, though. They fixed the issue, but rather than jump through bureaucratic hoops to change her status to alive from dead, they found it easier to kill her. A fisherman who thought his friend was trying to feed him to Bigfoot is convicted of murder. The story's out of Oklahoma, where there is a gross lack of brain cells, unfortunately. They're out there believing in Bigfoot. They're murdering their friends over Bigfoot beliefs, it would seem. This man claimed he killed his friend because he believed the victim was summoning Bigfoot to murder him. So, I don't know, you could summon a Bigfoot. How do you summon a Bigfoot? Anybody know? Is there a mating call for Bigfoot? There probably is. It probably sounds like something like this. What do you think of that one? Is that you think that's a good Bigfoot mating call? What about that one? How about just... That's more like a cat trying to get a hairball out of its throat. If you guys have a better Bigfoot mating call, please call the show and leave me a recording of that. I'm going to document this. I think it's important. 646-450-2012. We have here our guy Larry Doyle Sanders, this moron who was found guilty by a judge. This was about a couple of weeks ago. I meant to cover this story because it's bizarre. It involves Bigfoot and people that believe in it. Jimmy Knighton was strangled to death. Jimmy was his friend. Oh, strangled him to death. Of all ways to go. Should get a strangled Jimmy Knighton while they were out fishing. Out fishing, him and Sanders. Knighton and Sanders out fishing. You go out fishing with Sanders. Yeah. You know he believes in Bigfoot, but you don't expect him to kill you over his Bigfoot beliefs. You just figure like, I'm going to go fishing with Larry Doyle Sanders. You know, I know he believes in Bigfoot. He's probably going to, at a certain point during the fishing expedition, be like, shh, quiet. I think I hear a Sasquatch. And then I'm gonna have to play along. I'm like, oh, Larry, all right, I'll listen. No, it's probably just a coyote or something else. And then, of course, when we're walking to the fishing area, he's going to stop. He's going to be like, oh, this looks like a Sasquatch footprint, a Bigfoot footprint. And I'm going to have to play along. Like, oh, yeah, Larry probably is. And then he's going to fiddle with some piles of poop with a stick. Be like, I think I see some Bigfoot poop. And then I'm going to have to play along. Be like, oh, it probably is Bigfoot poop, Larry. Although I think to me it looks like deer feces. But what do I know? You know, I haven't been hunting Bigfoot as long as you have, Larry Doyle Sanders. You genius. What you don't expect is Larry Doyle Sanders to strangle you while you're fishing because he thinks you're summoning Bigfoot. All right, we got some details of the case here. It says Larry and Jimmy were out noodling. I believe that's hunting for catfish, correct? While out noodling, says Larry had seen 3 Sasquatch-looking figures by the river. He said this to the court? Okay. Witnesses for the prosecution testified that Larry had said he believed Jimmy was trying to kill him and send his body down the river as a sacrifice to Bigfoot. He's got a lawyer here who claims that his client had acted in self-defense because, you know, lawyers are equally evil, and they have a special place in hell, these lawyers. I tell you. My client was acting in self-defense. He believed he saw Bigfoot, and he believed he was going to be sacrificed to the Bigfoot. Do Bigfoots usually travel in packs? Let me Google this. I can't get much information on whether or not Bigfoots travel in packs. There is a lot of information on Bigfoot, though. There are so many groups, Bigfoot research associations. There's a lot of money in organizations out there whose sole purpose seems to be documenting and searching for some mythical beast. There's a lot of effort and funds going into this. Can't get the nut allergy cured, but we got a lot of money towards looking for Bigfoot poop out there. It's so nice to know. Bigfoots travel in packs. Wow, these are things we need to know, right? What does Bigfoot taste like? Let me Google that. I'm getting nothing on that. I'm just getting a lot of what does Bigfoot eat websites. I mean, they're breaking it down with this stuff. They know exactly what these Bigfoots eat. They're omnivores, apparently. They both eat plants and meat. They like berries, leaves, and nuts. They know what Bigfoot likes somehow. Wow. Oh, they also eat geese and ducks, raccoons, possums, and skunk, apparently. It's good to know. Oh, wow, a lot of stupidness out there in the world. Let's figure out what's going on with Larry and Jimmy. Oh, goodness, man. Imagine you find out your husband was murdered by a guy who thought he was going to sacrifice him to Bigfoots. This whole sacrifice to Bigfoots, too, who's ever heard of that? That's all of it's so strange. They have a forensic psychiatrist testifying that Sanders was suffering from methamphetamine-induced psychosis and believed he was defending himself. There's methamphetamine involved. I mean, at that point, do you even get a lawyer? I mean, you shouldn't be able to have a lawyer at that point because your defense of self-defense, that's just gone at that point. Yeah. It says Jimmy died following a fight during which Larry put him in a chokehold. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. His obituary for Jimmy says, Jimmy truly enjoyed anything and everything outdoors. He loved to fish, hunt game, ride four-wheelers, and most of all, drink his beer around a big bonfire. Jimmy never met a stranger and would give anyone the shirt off his back. He never met a stranger? He would give the shirt off his back. This Jimmy sounds like a great guy. He just loves to fish and drink beers. Just a simple guy. Doesn't believe in Bigfoot, to his credit.
Yay! 1, 2, 3, 4. Hunting Bigfoot, hunting it all day. Hunting Bigfoot, gonna shoot him in the face. So yeah, I'm gonna shoot me a Bigfoot. Been hunting Bigfoot today, and I shot something. Let me go see what it is. Oh. Shit, it's a possum. Hunting Bigfoot with my friend Steve. Hunting Bigfoot, I see him in the trees. Oh yeah, I'm gonna shoot that Bigfoot. He's behind the tree. I'm aiming to fire, and I think that I got him. Let me see. Shit, I shot Steve. Hunting Bigfoot, instead I shot Steve. Didn't mean to shoot him, and his family's mad at me. Oh, now I'm going to Steve's funeral, and I gotta explain to his relatives that I mistook him for a fictitious creature that doesn't exist, and that I'm not gonna hunt Bigfoot anymore, but they still pissed. I ain't gonna hunt no more Bigfoot.